Hey guys, it's Dr. Francesca Decker, and I'm going to talk today to you about masks, in particular how to help make sure that your mask is working well to protect the people around you, but also hopefully to help protect you. And to begin with, we'll just clarify that masks work in two main ways. One is as a barrier, right? So it's kind of like walking around like this all day. And the other is as a filter. Now, whether your mask actually works as a filter depends on how well your mask fits. So researchers have found that when they study the filtration of materials, if they put gaps at the edges or if it's on an actual person and it's not fitting very well, the filtration effectiveness drops a lot. So it's really important to make sure your mask fits well. In terms of fit, the first thing I'm gonna encourage strongly is that it cover your nose. Please, 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 please. Please cover your nose. The reason that this is important is because, well, there's two actually. One is that researchers have found that in people who have the virus, whether they have symptoms or not, the number of viral particles is higher in the nose than it is in the throat. So if you have the virus and you're only covering your mouth, you're leaving two holes that have high numbers of viral particles exposed to the air and to the people around you. Additionally, researchers are finding that the receptor that the virus binds to is at higher numbers in the nose than in any other part of the respiratory system. And we have receptors for the virus in a lot of tissues in our bodies, but we really think that the main place it enters is through the nose. It can also enter through the eyes and through the mouth, but the nose seems to be the primary place that it enters. So if you're trying to protect yourself from getting the virus, you have to cover your nose and your mouth. Okay, in terms of fit, this is my husband's mask. It does not fit me. There are a couple of ways you can try to improve that. You know, you can pull it back with bobby pins or with like a shoelace or something. But researchers have actually studied and found that the use of a nylon mesh over your mask can increase the filtration effectiveness of a cloth mask to even be a little better than that of a surgical mask. And the way that that works is you've got your cloth mask on, and then you take, this one's too small, but if you had a real nylon loop, like from the thigh part of a stocking, that you could pull over the bottom half of your face, well, now you can imagine that the mask is totally pressed up against my face. This means that the air is actually going through the mask instead of out the sides. And the way that you can check that is to take some deep breaths with your mask on. So I can feel the air moving mostly through here when I do that. But if I had the nylon mesh on, now the air is going through the mask, and I can tell because the fabric is actually moving in and out. So that's just a good way to make sure your mask is fitting well. In terms of the filtration of your mask, the material matters a lot for how well it's going to filter. So the research seems to be finding that quilters cotton is the best choice of fabric, and a higher thread count is better than a lower thread count. So there was one study that found that an 80 thread count quilter's cotton filtered out about 10% of particles, but a 600 thread count filtered out about 80% of the particles. However, multiple layers are better. So that same study found that 2 layers of the 80 thread count quilter's cotton filtered out about 40% of the particles. And a different study actually looked at the CDC handkerchief fold-over mask model, and they did like a simulated cough from a mannequin, and they found that without any covering, it traveled about 8 feet. But with this, it actually only traveled about a foot. So more of the air was kind of going through the mask, and it was not going as fast, which means more of it was staying near the cougher, the mannequin. So a good material and multiple layers. One way you can tell if it's a good material is to hold it up to the sun. And if you can see individual threads, then it's not likely to be a very good filter. But if you can't really see the sun through it, then it's going to be a better filter for you. The best mask ultimately is one that you're gonna wear. So if you can't breathe because it's too good of a filter or it's too snug, then just get a lighter mask. Use, you know, like a bandana. It's not filtering as well, but it's better than nothing. And of course, masks by themselves are not enough. We also need to social distance and wash our hands and do all the other things that you're hearing about right now. But they are an important part of what we can do to protect ourselves and the people around us. All right, I hope this was helpful. Let me know what other questions you have. I will be posting more videos soon. Stay safe, guys.